So again, the affirmation for today is I love my body, respect your body, take it easy. It's not a race. It's not a competition. There's no judgment. And I think what we'll do to get started, you can sit on your mat. I'm just going to sit here for a little bit and just sit any way that's comfortable for you. And then let's close down our eyes. And let's take a nice deep full breath in. And then opening the mouth, exhale with a sigh. And then again, nice deep full breath in through the nose. Fill the lungs. Exhale with a sigh. Let's do that one more time. Nice deep full breath in through the nose. And then exhale with a sigh. And again, with your eyes closed, just say that affirmation to yourself a few times. I love my body. And then say, I respect my body today. And then go ahead and bring the chin down towards the chest. Simply allow your head to hang. Try to keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Start to feel a nice stretch in the neck into the upper shoulders. And then lift the chin and bring the chin up towards the sky. Remembering too that in our practice, if anything hurts, if you feel any sharp pains or electric type pain, you want to back off of that. Our yoga practice should not hurt. Just feel a nice stretch when we go into the poses. One more time, bring the chin down towards the chest and allow the head to hang. Then bring the chin back up so that it's parallel with the floor. Hands on the shoulders here. Let's do a couple of shoulder rolls here. Go in one direction. Stretching out the shoulders. And then go in the opposite direction. All right, and then bring the shoulders down. And then sitting on your mat nice and tall, bringing your hands to the knees or the thighs will loosen up the lower back a little bit, doing some nice circles here. Think of the base of the spine as an anchor. Think of making a big circle with the crown of your head. This is a nice stretch, not only for the lower back, but also for the hips and your thighs. You might feel a little bit of that stretch going on. And then sit up nice and tall, and then we'll go in the opposite direction. And then let's bring the feet straight out in front of you. Bring your hands behind you for a little bit of support. And then point and flex your feet. Start opening up the ankle joint a little bit and feeling that nice stretch in the back of the legs. And then bring the feet out just a little bit more. And then point the toes in towards each other like you're pigeon-toed, and then roll the toes around and then back up towards the ceiling. So we're making some nice big circles here. And just creating a little bit more space in the ankle joint. You might feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the legs into the calves. And then point the toes straight up and then point the toes out, and then we'll go the other way. Then go ahead and just tap the legs a little bit. Bring a little bit of energy in the legs. All right, so for today's practice, if you have a strap, we'll use that today. You might need blocks, depending on where you are in your practice. So that's probably what you'll need today. And we're gonna let's go to our backs. And we're gonna do some leg lifts just to see if we can get a little bit of that stiffness out. So come down to your backs. Start with both feet on the mat with your knees bent. And then take your strap. If you don't have a strap, you don't have to use a strap, but it just works a little bit better because it supports your poses a little bit here. So bring the foot, let's start with our right foot. So bring the strap on the right foot. And then we're going to start with the right leg extended. Keep the left knee bent with the foot on the floor. That protects your lower back. Head is on the mat. And then bring the foot up towards the sky. You want to feel a nice stretch, but again, maybe only go about 70-80% because we're just warming up the legs and the hip here. And then bring the foot back down towards the front of your mat and then come back up. Go at your own pace here. And again, I don't care how far you come up. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. What you're feeling is the sensation in the back of the leg. And you want a nice little stretch there, but again, don't overdo it because we're just warming up the legs here and the hip. And then the next time the foot comes up towards the ceiling, we're going to hold that. A nice leg lift here, stretching that leg. Try to keep the leg as straight as possible without locking. You don't want to overextend the knee, but you do want just a slight little bend in the knee. Focus on your breath here. Maybe say that affirmation, I love my body. And then we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So I like bringing my left foot up, bring the strap on that, and then bring the right foot down to the mat. And then we'll do the leg lifts on this side. So extending the left leg down towards the mat and then back up. And again, keep the leg fairly straight. There's just a little slight bend in the knee. And then the next time your foot comes up towards the ceiling, let's hold that. Nice leg lift here on that left foot and leg. Relaxing your hips, relax the legs. With all of these postures, we don't want to fight against our body. Love your body, no fighting. Now, if you've got a strap, you're going to loosen the strap up. If you don't have a strap, just bring the foot down a little bit here, enough so that you can, we're going to go into a, I call this an upside down pigeon. Also called, I guess, the letter 4. So you're going to take the right foot, bring it across to the left thigh. So your legs look now like a 4, like an upside down 4. If you've got a strap, you can start to bring the leg in towards you. If you don't have a strap, you can bring the hands underneath by the knee here and then bring the leg in. So either way will work here. This is very good for sciatica and lower back issues. And it's good to hold this one for a good 30 seconds. And again, relax in the back, the hips, lower back, hips, the thighs. Use your breath. So as you exhale, release. Don't have any tension. All right. Now we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So lift the right leg if you're using a strap, and then loosen the strap on that right foot and bring the left foot to the front of the right thigh. And then we'll bring the leg in. Again, you can do that with the strap, or you can bring the hands behind the knee. All right. Let's release that. If you were using a strap, you can bring the strap down and just set it off to the side. All right, let's work the front of the legs, your thighs and quadriceps a little bit here. Stretch those out. So let's bring the feet so that they're the same width as your mat. We're going to do some windshield wipers here, but I want your feet out to the same width as the mat. Keep the shoulders down on the mat as well. Bring the knees down to the left. And we're going to hold this. What I want you to do is that right knee, try to bring that knee down, press down towards the mat and out towards the corner, the front corner of your mat. And you'll feel a little bit more of a stretch when you bring that knee down towards the corner of your mat. You'll feel that from the knee, maybe all the way up into the hip. Just a little extra stretch there. And then release that, bring the knees up through center, and then we'll do that same thing on the other side. So bring the knees down to the right side. Bring the left knee down towards the mat, and then bring the knee, press it out or stretch it out towards the corner of the mat. A little extra stretch in there to stretch out that thigh. And then bring the knees back up through center. And then bring the feet straight up towards the sky. Press the heels out away from you. And then bring the legs out to a V and then back in. So I don't know, somebody's at my door, but that's okay. Not answering my door right now. I don't know if you can hear the doorbell or not. So the feet are pressed out away from you. And you're coming into a V and back in. And then bring the feet back in so they're together. And then we're just going to bend the knees and then come up towards the sky. Again, just a nice little stretch in the thighs. All right. And then from here, we'll sit up and let's come into a tabletop. And we'll start to warm up the lower back and your spine. So come into a tabletop and we'll start with some cat-cows. So as you inhale, the belly comes down towards the mat, lift the head and the tailbone up towards the sky. And then each time you exhale, you're tipping the tailbone in towards the belly, chin in towards the heart, spine up towards the sky. And just move with your own breath here. So again, as you exhale, coming into the cat posture, and as you inhale, coming into cow. This is a good time to start to engage the Ujjayi breath. If you're familiar with that. That's where you constrict the back of your throat. So you're breathing in and out through the nose. And almost think of like if you were going to fog up a mirror on the exhalation, how that feels, how you kind of constrict the back of the throat. That's what that Ujjayi breath is. The jaw, your entire face is relaxed. And then after your next exhalation, let's press back, come into a child's pose here. Bring the forehead down towards your mat. If the forehead doesn't touch the mat, you can use your hands here for like a little pillow. Stack the hands, or you can use a block if you've got a block. If your forehead touches the mat, you can extend the arms out, or you can bring the arms to your sides with the palms up. Your choice here. And for lower back issues, having the knees together actually protects that lower back just a little bit more than if you have the knees out towards the sides of your mat. And then we're going to lift up out of that and come right back into a tabletop. And then let's I call these fire hydrants. And it's more of a Pilates move than a yoga. But what we'll do is we'll start with the left leg. You're going to first extend the left leg out, curl the toes under. The toes are on the mat right now. Press the heel out away from you and just give the back of your leg a nice stretch. And think of that stretch starting at the heel and then moving all the way up through the crown of the head. So as you move up through the crown of the head, see if you can kind of elongate the spine just a little bit here. Hold that. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then when we do our fire hydrants, what we do is we bend that left knee. We bring it in towards the tricep. Look at the knee. And then we stretch the leg back out and press the heel out away from you. And again, from the heel all the way up through the crown of the head is a nice straight line. And then take your time here. We'll do a few of those. Just work at your own pace. The knee may not touch the tricep. That's okay. Just do the best you can where you are today. Love your body. Respect your body where you are today. And then the next time you stretch out that leg, let's just hold that for a few breaths here. So you're pressing the heel out away from you towards the front of your mat or back of your mat, the way that you're on your mat. And extend all the way up through the crown of the head. Engage the core here. So think of bringing the belly button back in towards the spine. Now we'll release that side. We'll do that same thing on the other side. So first, extend that right leg out. Press the heel out away from you. And then extend all the way up through the crown of the head. So think of elongating that spine. Nice line of energy from that back heel all the way up through the crown of the head. And then we'll lift that leg and then bring the knee in towards the tricep. Look at your knee and then stretch the leg straight out. And go at your own pace here. Very good for the lower back. Great for the hips. You have a muscle called the piriformis, which is right in the middle of your cheek. Really good for that. Good for the psoas muscle. And then the next time the foot comes out, press that heel out away from you. And again, extend all the way up through the crown of the head and engage the core. And then release that, and then again, move back into a child's pose here. Take some nice deep full breaths in and out. And each time you breathe in, just notice how the belly expands as well as the lower back. And then as you exhale, notice how you can release that. So each inhalation, you're creating a little bit more space. And as you exhale, you're releasing, letting go of any tension. Relax your shoulders, arms and hands. And then come on up. And then from here, you curl the toes under, and then any way that works for you to come up into a standing position. Let's do that. We're going to come to the middle of our mat and then bring the feet out to a wide stance. And then once in a wide stance, go ahead and bring the heels in a little bit with the toes pointing out towards the corners of your mat. And then we're going to do a few squats here. So hands on your hips, and then just bring that base of the spine down towards your mat and back up. Now try to keep the crown of the head straight up towards the ceiling. So we don't want to bring the head forward when we do that. Bring the hips straight down. Think of that pelvis bowl dropping down towards the earth, rising up through the crown of the head. And now come up. Keep the hands on the hips. And then we're going to bend and bring the shoulder on the left side over to the right knee. And then come up. And then do that same thing on the other side. You're bending the knee a little bit, bringing that shoulder in towards the knee. And just move side to side. Again, you go at your own pace here. Come all the way back up. So it's a nice mild twist. And then come all the way up. And then we're going to do our sun goddess and sunflower. So inhale, raise the arms up overhead. And then come into your sun goddess. Smile. Take a breath in as you Exhale, move into your squat here. So this is our full sun goddess. And then inhale, rise on up. And then exhale, we'll move into sunflower. So we wrap the hands around the face as we do a forward fold here. Smile in your sunflower. And then as you inhale, rise on up and go right back into sun goddess. And then inhale, rise on up. Exhale, sunflower. Basically a forward fold here. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, sun goddess. Do a few more. Inhale up, exhale, sunflower, smile. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, sun goddess. Let's do one more. Inhale up, exhale, sunflower. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, sun goddess. And this one, take a breath in, and then when you exhale, bring out the tongue. So deep breath in. All right, little fun today. All right, let's do a forward fold here and bring the hands to the mat if you can. And then bring the heels out so that your feet are parallel to the sides of your mat. And then from here, have your hands right underneath your face. Keep the hips square and bring the right arm up towards the sky. This is windmill. And then bring the right hand down and then bring that left arm up. And we'll do that one more time on each side. So bringing the right arm up, back down, and then the left arm up, back down. And then move into a wide-legged forward fold. Relax the crown of the head down towards your mat. Think of bringing the tailbone up towards the sky. Really stretch out the back of that leg. Take a few nice deep breaths in and out. And just like in your child's pose, when you breathe in, see if you can feel that expansion in not only in the belly, but in the lower back. And each time you exhale, releasing, letting go. And then come to a flat back, bring your hands to the hips, and then rise on up. And then from here, let's go right into some warriors today. So let's turn the left foot out, point the toes out towards the front of your mat, hands on the hips. You can maybe bring the body so it's more square with the side of your mat, and raise the arms up, and then start to bend that front knee. It'll be your left knee coming into our warrior two. Now think of pressing down into both feet. Bring that pelvis bowl down towards the mat, and then rise up again through the crown of the head. Nice, strong warriors. And then bring the hands to your hips, and we'll do that same thing on the other side. So straighten the left foot, bring both feet so they're parallel, turn the right foot out. Square your hips, bring the arms out, and then bend that right knee. Remember too that our knee doesn't go past the ankle. So if you have to bring the feet out a little bit more to get into that a little bit deeper, but again, remember to go at your pace here, respect your body, maybe only move at about 80% today. Focus on your breath. And then straighten that leg, bring the hands to your hips. And then from here, let's bring our feet in together, and let's do tree pose next. So with tree pose, we'll start with pressing down into the right foot. Bend the left knee, bring it out to the side. The foot can stay on the mat here if you want to use a chair or wall for a little bit of support. Don't be afraid to do that. You're not cheating. You're allowing yourself to support your body. And then if it's in your practice, you can also lift that leg. Just bring it anywhere on that standing leg except at the knee. We don't want to press into the knee. You're pressing down into that standing foot, extending up through the crown of the head. Nice line of energy here. And then you're pressing that other foot in towards the standing foot. Bring your hands into your heart center. Focus on your breath. Focus on one point. If you want, you can start to grow your branches here. Do your full expression of tree today. And smile. I've never seen a sad tree. Trees are happy. Anyway, in Cindy's world, they're happy. All right, bring the hands back into your heart center and then release that. Shake that out a bit. And then let's do that same thing on the other side. So shift your weight to your left foot, bend the right knee, bring it out to the side. Again, that foot can stay on the mat. That might be your tree today. Just find that place that works for you. Remembering too that one side might be different than the other. You can bring your hands into heart center here. You're pressing down into that standing leg, extending up through the crown of the head. And then if you're ready to grow your branches, you can do that, your full expression of your tree. Might look different than the other side. Smile. Focus on your breath. And then bring your hands back into heart center. Release that, and again, walk that out a little bit. Okay, let's come to the front of our mat. Bring our big toes together. We'll move into mountain pose next. So you want to press down into the feet, but the knees are slightly bent here. Bring the arms out to your side. Let's bring the palms facing out. Extend up through the crown of the head, elongate the spine. Let's just hold this for a few breaths. So breathing in and out through the nose, maybe engaging the Ujjayi breath here. And then we're going to start out with some sun salutations, but these are going to be a modified version when we start out here. So inhale, bring the hands into heart center. As you exhale, bring the hands right above the knees. We're going to do a standing cat-cow. So as you inhale, belly comes out. Look up. Think of that spine, bringing it out towards the front. And then the next time you exhale, tip the tailbone in, chin into the chest, spine comes back. So standing cat. And then inhale, come back, first to a flat back as you rise on up and bringing the hands back into heart center. Bring the hands back down into your mountain pose. Press down into the feet, extend up through the crown of the head. We're going to do that one more time. So inhale, bringing the hands into heart. Exhale, bringing the hands right above the knees. And inhale, standing cow. Exhale, standing cat. Come back to a flat back. Inhale, bring the hands into heart center. And then as you exhale, bringing the hands back to mountain pose. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, hands into heart. Exhale, hands on the thighs. Inhale, belly comes out. Exhale, bring the spine out. Come back to a flat back. Inhale, raise the arms up and bring them into heart center. Exhale, coming back to mountain pose. All right, we're going to add on to that. So inhale, this time bring the hands back into heart center. But then as you exhale, move into chair pose. Let's hold our chair pose. Remember with chair pose, we shift our weight back a little bit towards the heels to take some of the pressure off the knees. Focus on your breath. The warming posture here. As you inhale, rise on up. Exhale, forward fold. Slide the hands down. I like bringing my hands behind the ankles here. The knees can be bent. See if you can bring yourself, hug yourself in so that maybe the thighs touch the torso. And then bring the hands to your mat. We're going to go into Warrior One next. So to do that, big step back with the right foot. Bring that right foot to a 45. Bend the left knee and then rise on up and move into your Warrior One here. Again, make sure that that front knee does not go past the ankle. So if you have to bring the foot out a little bit more, go ahead and do that. You're dropping the pelvis down towards the mat. You're pressing into both the front as well as the back leg. Chin is parallel to the floor, extending up through the crown. If you're familiar with the bandhas, where you lock the mula, which is your root, and the abdominal area, Uddiyana Bandha, you can do that. Basically, what you're doing is bringing the belly button in towards the spine, and then think of bringing the belly up towards the heart center. Really strengthens the muscles in the root, the pelvis area, as well as up into the lower back and abs. Now we're going to keep that front knee bent. Bring the hands down. We're going into a head to knee. So bring the hands to the mat first. Right now your knee is bent on the left foot. And then relax the head down towards the knee. Again, the knee is bent. This might be your head to knee. If you want a little bit more, you're ready for that. You're going to start to straighten that left leg and press the left hip back and the right hip forward. Take some nice breaths here. Maybe engage that Ujjayi breath. And then bend. If you straighten out that leg, go ahead and bend that left leg, and then bring both hands to the inside of that left foot. And again, you can stay here, or if it's in your practice, you can start to turn, twist, and bring that right arm up towards the sky. Stack the shoulders here. And then if you want a little bit more, you can start to straighten that left leg. Now you're in a nice triangle pose. Now bend that front knee to be your left knee. Bring that right hand down if you had it up. Straddle the hands on each side. We're going to go into Warrior One. So that left knee is bent and power up. Use the strength in the foot to bring yourself up and go right back into Warrior One. And again, if you're familiar with those bandhas, maybe take that bandha here. Mula Bandha, the root is coming up, belly comes in towards the spine and up towards the heart. Now bring the hands to the mat and then step forward with the right foot coming into a forward fold. Bring the crown of the head down towards your mat. Light bent knees, flat back, Inhale, raise the hands up, bring the hands into heart center. Let's introduce a little bit of a back bend here. So inhale, extend up through the crown of the head, elongate the spine first, and then as you exhale, press the hips forward, knees slightly bent. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, we'll do that forward fold again. Slide the hands down. Maybe hug yourself in by bringing the hands behind the legs. Knees can be bent. Torso moves in towards the thighs. We're going to do that whole series on the other side. So now bring the hands down to your mat. We start out with warrior one. So you're stepping back with the left foot, bringing that left foot into a 45-degree angle. The right knee is bent, and use the leg to power up into your warrior one. Again, make sure that that front knee doesn't go past the ankle here. You're pressing down into the front foot, but you're also pressing back through that back foot. Pelvis comes down towards the mat as you rise up through the crown of the head, chin parallel to the floor. Focus on your breath. Now we go into head to knee. So we bring the hands down to the mat. The knee is bent on that right leg, bringing the head down towards the knee. And this might be your head to knee. If you're ready for a little bit more, you're going to start to straighten that right leg and press the right hip back, left hip forward. Focus on your breath. Now bend that right knee again if you had the leg straight. And then bring both hands to the inside of the right leg. And again, you can stay here, or if you want a little bit more, you're going to take the left arm now and bring it up towards the sky. So you're stacking the shoulders. And again, if you want a little bit more, you're going to straighten out that front leg, coming into a nice triangle pose here. And then bend that front knee if you straighten it. And then bring both hands down to the mat. Bring that right hand back to the outside, and then we'll go into our warrior one more time. So use the foot and the strength in the leg to come into warrior one. And then one more time, bringing the hands down, straddle the foot, and then step forward, coming into forward fold, and relax. Bringing the crown of the head down towards the mat. Take a few nice breaths here, in and out. Let's come halfway up to a nice flat back. Inhale, raise the arms if it's in your practice all the way up. And exhale in the heart. And then we'll incorporate here another little baby back bend. So bend the knees slightly and then think of pressing the hips forward. Inhale, rise on up. Then you can stay here, or if you want the hands overhead, we'll move into chair pose. Remember, again, we're shifting our weight back towards the heels. And then rise on up. Let's do a forward fold here.
Exhale. As you inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. And now moving into a high lunge. We step back with the right foot. And drop into the hips here. This is one where you might need blocks to bring yourself up just a little bit. When you come into that high lunge, if you're up a little bit like this, you want to drop in the hips. And if you have to bring the blocks here, what you want is that nice line of energy from that back heel all the way up through the crown of the head. So again, don't be afraid to use the blocks if you need that. This is a great hip opener. We're bringing the hips down towards the mat. And then from here, we're going to step back. We come into plank. You can always bring the knees down. Even if the knees are down, notice that the body is still at an angle here. So it's not tabletop plank. And now from here, bring the whole belly down to the mat. Bring your hands out behind you. Bring the palms so that they're facing in. The feet are together. And then start out here with the chin on your mat. I call this Wonder Woman. It might just be boat. I know I've heard it called boat. What we're going to do is inhale and lift the head, the torso up off the mat. You can press the pelvis into the mat. You can press the tops of the feet in the mat. Or if you want, you can start to raise the feet up as well. Focus on your breath here. Very good for the lower back. Now slowly lower the body down. Bring the palms so that they're facing up. Turn your head to the right and relax the entire body. Maybe even bring the feet out and rotate the feet out. Take a few breaths in and out here, completely relaxing the body. Now turn your head back through center, and then from here, hands underneath the shoulders, and then just rise on up. You can go into a down dog if you want. Eventually, let's all come to the front of our mat and move into a nice forward fold. Take a few breaths here. Crown of the head comes down towards the mat. The knees are slightly bent. Protect that lower back. And then with a flat back inhale, rise on up. You can either bring the hands all the way up or into heart center. And then everybody bring their hands into heart center. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. So we're going to start with a little baby back bend here. So press the hips forward. Don't be afraid to bend the knees a little bit. As you inhale, rise on up. And then exhale, we move into chair pose. Focus on your breath. Shift the weight back towards the heels. You should be able to wiggle the toes here. Bring the knees in towards each other. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, forward fold. And now we do that high lunge on the other side. So we bring the left leg out towards the back of the mat, remembering too that we can use our blocks here to have that nice line of energy from that back heel all the way up through the crown of the head. One side might be a little bit different than the other. That's normal. Focus on your breath. And then from here, let's step back. We're in our plank. Either the knees can be up or the knees can be down, your choice. Also a really good one to use those bandhas where you engage the core, bringing the belly button back towards the spine and then up towards the heart. And then from here, move down, and we'll do that again. I call it Superwoman. Bring the hands to the sides with the palms facing in, feet together. Start with the chin on the mat. And then inhale, lift the head, the torso, press the pelvis into the mat. And again, you can press the tops of the feet in the mat, or if you want, you can start to lift the legs up. Focus on your breath. Love your body, respect your body, no fighting. And then slowly lower your body down. And this time, turn your head to the left. Totally relax the body, maybe release in the hips as well. I like bringing my feet out, rotating the feet out, toes out to the side. Take a few nice deep full breaths in and out here. Notice the breath. Notice as you breathe in, you're creating a little bit more space, especially in that lower back. Each time you exhale, release, let go of any tension. And then turning the head back through center, bringing your feet together. And then we'll go into child's pose. So push yourself up from here and move into your child's pose one more time. And then let's lift the head and we'll come to a seated posture. We'll do a few stretches here. So let's start with the left knee. We're going to go into a seated twist here, but we'll start with the left knee bent. Extend out the right leg. And then from here, inhale, bring the arms up overhead, if that's in your practice, and then turn, twisting, you twist towards the bent knee, so to be to your left. Bring the hands down. That right hand is on the knee or the thigh, and then bring the left hand behind you. Try to get that hand as close to the back as possible. And you can actually, as you roll the shoulder back and down, you can actually use the elbow here to keep the back nice and straight. Extend up through the crown of the head. Now we're going to go, I call this hand to foot. I think it's called a few different things, seated hand to foot. You're going to stay in the twist. You're going to take, it'll be your right hand and bring it to the opposite knee. So it's going to be on your right knee, the right hand to the right knee. Slide that hand down towards the foot as you bring the left arm up and over. You want to really stack the shoulders here, keep the back nice and flat. So if that shoulder comes forward, then come out of it, straighten the back, stack the shoulders, and bring that arm up overhead. Feel that nice stretch. It'll be from your left hip all the way up through the left side of the body, out through the fingertips. And then releasing that, you'll bring that left hand behind you again. Again, try to bring that hand as close to the back as you can, the lower back. Roll the shoulder back so that you can use that elbow to really straighten up the back here. Extend up through the crown of the head. Nice, gentle seated twist. And then again, stay in the twist. We're going to come out of that, but stay in the twist, bring the arms up, and then twist back through center. Bring the hands down. Bring the hands right in between the knees. We're going to go into a seated forward fold. So start to walk the hands forward. Keep the back nice and flat. So again, it's not a competition to see how far we can come down. What you're doing here is you're stretching out the lower back into the hips and the back of the legs. So you find where that stretch is for you today. Really notice the sensation. Keeping the back nice and flat. Think of the chest coming out towards the front of your mat. Find your edge, that place that's a nice sweet spot where you're feeling a nice stretch. And then relax the head. And then lift the head so that the head is nice and straight line of energy from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, and then rise on up. And then we'll do that whole thing on the other side. So seated twist is first. Let's bend it'll be your right knee. Extend the left leg out. Sit up nice and tall. Raise the arms up overhead, and then twist. It'll be to your right. Bring the hands down. And then again, think of bringing that right hand behind you as close to the hip as you can. Roll the shoulder back and use the elbow to really get that body nice and straight. All the way up through the spine, out through the crown. Looking out past the shoulder. Now stay in the twist. We do our hand to foot here. So stay in the twist. The left hand comes to the left knee. Start to slide the hand down. Stack the shoulders. Keep the back flat. And bring that right arm up. Feel that nice stretch from the hip on the right side, all the way up through the right side of your body, out through the fingers. And then releasing that, go right back into that seated twist. And the twist, raise the arms up, turn back through center, bring the hands down, bring the hands right in between the knees, and now we go into a seated forward fold. Keep the back nice and flat. Again, when you come into this, think of bringing the chest out towards the front of your mat. Find that edge and then relax the head. Lift the head so that from the base of the spine to the crown of the head is one straight line, and then rise on up. All right. Let's come down to our mat, and we'll bring our knees into our chest. So feet are on the floor first, the knees are bent. And then start to bring the knees into the chest. Rock here a little bit from side to side. Bring the knees back to center, and then we'll go into happy baby. So bringing the knees out to towards the armpits and then raising the feet up. When you're in your happy baby, see if you can take the lower back, which is the sacrum area, and see if you can bring it down towards the mat. Relax the legs, your feet, relax the hips, relax your lower back. And then from here, release that. We'll do a few windshield wipers. So bringing the feet, this time bring the feet really close together. And then bring the knees down to one side and then up and over to the other side. When you do this, think of having the feet and the legs glued together so that when you come out to the side, the legs and the feet are stacked. You're going to feel a little bit different doing it that way. You'll feel a little bit more in the hips. Remember too, the knees don't have to touch the mat. It's more important to keep the shoulders on the mat. Get that nice twist in the thoracic middle part of your spine into the lower back and then into the hips and thighs. When that feels complete, we move into our Shavasana. So extend the legs out, bring the arms out, palms facing up. Start to relax your body. Let's start with our feet and work up our body and do a little bit of a body scan here. So starting with the toes, relax your toes, the feet, ankles, the calves, your knees, the thighs, the hips. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, see if you can release any tension in that lower back. Then moving up to the middle back, the upper back, and into your shoulders. Down the arms, into the hands and the fingers. Feel the whole back side of your body sinking down into your mat. Take another nice deep full breath in, and as you exhale, releasing any tension in the neck, the head, the face. Notice your forehead. Can you relax the forehead? The brows, the cheeks. Allow your eyes to drop down into their eye sockets. Relax the jaw. Notice your mouth. Your teeth are slightly separated. Jaw is relaxed. Mouth is closed. You're gently breathing in and out through the nose. Relax the throat. There's no need to hold on here. Gravity will hold you in place. You're safe, secure. Focus on your breath. Be in our Shavasana for about 3 minutes. I'm going to be quiet here and just let you rest.
Okay, start to deepen your breath slightly. And as you breathe in and out, the sensations and the subtle movements of the breath coming in and back out of the body. Becoming more aware of your physical body. And you can start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And start to move your body in any way that feels natural for you. Take your time, there's no rush. Eventually you can move yourself over to one of your sides, doesn't matter which side. Just move yourself into a fetal position. Keep the eyes closed with an inward focus. Noticing the breath, noticing your body, feeling the calmness that you've cultivated from your practice. Notice your mind. Feeling a sense of inner peace, serenity. Think of one thing that you can be grateful for today. Something that puts joy in your heart, a smile on your face. With your eyes closed, you can gently move yourself up into a seated position. And just take your time, there's no rush. And once in a seated position, we're going to do just a little bit of breath work. We've got a little bit of time here, so we'll do a few pranayamas, breath work today. So let's do our 3-part inhalation followed by a forceful exhalation out through the mouth. So I think you're all familiar with this. We breathe in 1/3 in the lower part of the lung, and then 2/3 fill it up the middle part, and then nice full deep breath in, filling the lungs up completely. Let's hold briefly at the top, and then exhale with a sigh. Let's do that again. Breathing in 1/3, 2/3. Full deep breath in, filling the lungs. Let's hold at the top. Exhale with a sigh. Again, breathing in 1/3, 2/3. Full deep breath in, hold. Exhale with a sigh. Inhale 1/3, 2/3. Full deep breath in, hold. Exhale with a sigh. Filling in 1/3, 2/3. Full deep breath in. Again, exhale with a sigh. Inhale 1/3, 2/3. Full deep breath in, holding. Exhale with a sigh. Do 2 more rounds. Breathing in 1/3, 2/3. Full deep breath in, hold at the top. Exhale with a sigh. One more time. Breathing in 1/3, 2/3. Full deep breath in, hold. Exhale with a sigh. Now closing down the mouth, breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe closing down the eyes. Relax your entire body. Go back to your natural breath. And simply notice the breath coming in and out. The without controlling, without forcing, without trying to change the breath. Simply watching your body breathe. Now gently start to bring the chin down towards the chest. And as you do this, feel that nice stretch in the upper back, the neck. And then we'll bring our hands together, bringing our hands into our heart center. And our practice with a short prayer. May all beings find health, happiness, and inner peace. And our practice with Namaste, which means I honor the light in you. Namaste. Right.